All right, so in chapter 11, we're going to talk all about circles. Okay, we've talked, some about circles already. We've talked about maybe what a radius is, what a diameter is. Maybe talking about how there's a center of a circle and it's a fixed distance away from any point on the outside circle or that curved surface. We talked about the formula for the circumference of a circle is 2 pi r. The area of a circle is pi r squared, and we're going to learn all about circles in this particular chapter. Okay, so let's take a look at some prerequisite skills here and talk about what we'll be learning today. So this one asks us to write the equation for each item. Okay, so if we look at number 1, we want to know about line FG. Okay, so we see that line FG is right here. Okay, obviously it's connecting points F and points G, and it's supposed to go on and on forever. Okay, now recall from way long ago in Geometry A, for vertical and horizontal lines, we often get tricked on these. Okay, so what I like to do is I just like to write the points that are actually on here in case I forget the rule. So I have -2 and 1, okay, for one of my points, and then I also have for G, it's -2 and -2. Okay, so whenever you have vertical or horizontal lines, look for the ones that actually match here. Okay, notice this is the x value of our coordinates, okay? And if the x values actually match, we're just going to say that this is x equals -2 is actually going to be our final answer here, okay? That means that all of the x values on this line are -2, okay? Now similarly, we can look at EH, right? So EH, I'm just going to go ahead and draw our line. Remember, the line is going to extend forever. If I write down the 2 ordered pairs for this, I would get, looks like 2 and 3. And I would also get for this one, I would get 4 and 3. Okay, and notice that our y values actually match this time. Okay, so we can assume that all of the y values on this particular line have a value of 3. And so we can say that the line is represented by the equation y equals 3. Okay, so continuing on here, let's go ahead and take a look at a couple simple equations. Our directions here, we don't actually have them, but I would assume it would just be solve for x. And so it looks like in number 3 here we have to do a little distribution. So I'm going to multiply 2 times 25 and 2 times -x. That will give us 50 minus 2x, and we'll set that equal to x plus 2. Okay. Now recall that I want to get all of the x's on one side and all of the regular numbers on the other. So I'm just going to add 2x to both sides here. Okay, and in the same step I'm also going to subtract 2 from each side. Okay, now again, it looks like I wanted to move my x's to the right and my regular numbers to the left. So these will both add to 0 here, and I'll get 48 is equal to 3x. And now if I divide by 3 on both sides, I'll get that x is actually equal to 16. Okay, I know a lot of you guys know how to do this, but it's definitely a good review for some of us. Okay, and then finally in number 4, we want to subtract 3x from each side, giving us 8 equals x. And it's really just as simple as that. Right, that's going to be our final answer. 8 equals x or x equals 8 would be our answer there. Okay, so today we will be learning about identifying tangents, secants, and chords on circles. And we will use the properties of tangents to solve some problems. Okay, we're going to look at really simple problems today. Remember, usually the first section of a chapter is kind of a confidence builder, just learning some basics here. Okay, so some vocabulary that we want to be comfortable with, either being able to read it or say it or sort of process what it means. The interior of a circle, the exterior of a circle, a chord, a secant, tangent of a circle, point of tangency, congruent circles, concentric circles, tangent circles, and a common tangent.